Buongiorno. Come va? No, I don't know why I'm going Italian. Yeah, so Sad Noodles weekly dose of Fortnite. And the caveat is, unless there's a bonus interim dose of Fortnite, which there may well be, and I get it, bonus interim dose of Fortnite, not very catchy. But at the moment, it's weekly because just life, man. Just life. I tried, but I couldn't make it happen. So there might be an interim bonus or a bonus interim dose of Fortnite, but we're going to go weekly as my pledge to you, my 0 viewers. Also because I'm thinking of doing other things now, other projects that I want to start on this channel, like properly. And I think if I'm doing, unless the daily dose is a dose of reload, but even then, I mean, that can, you know, the more I play, the better I get. So there's every chance that I, be going the distance, and then it's not such a short video. So that's why we're here with this weekly dose of Fortnite, and it's pertinent because we're approaching Halloween. I cannot stand that mask thing. Oh my god, get it off my screen. Not a big fan of Scooby-Doo. Michael Myers is in there. Fun fact, I was confusing Scream and Michael Myers. I was getting it all back to front. I was playing in a game online with a squad and of people who know me, and they were just ignoring me when I was constantly saying I don't want to go into that phone box and change into Michael Myers, even though it's not Michael Myers, is it? It is it's Scream. Michael Myers is the hockey mask, bless him. The thing you change into in this is Scream in the phone box. I've only played it a few times since the update of the map. So yeah, that horrible thing there, that's Scream. I am not a massive fan of slasher the slasher trope horror movies. Really not a big fan. Never been a fan of stuff like that. So that's why I get really confused. I wouldn't really know. I just about know what Halloween is. I just about know what Nightmare on Elm Street is because I've watched it once and I remember the bath scene and literally that is it. Cat, get away from that wire. I'm also in a different part of my house, so let's see how this goes. The cat may decide to treat it as an obstacle course. So I've leveled up a little bit. I've got a new character. I've got several new characters actually, but we're going with this one tonight. Rolona Flowers. Let me know in the comments if you think you know why that is. And maybe I'll explain it in next week's weekly dose. Or maybe there'll be a bonus interim dose and I'll explain it then. Anyway. So, I do get creeped out by human sort of figure-esque like things that have all got 4 arms. That's got 4 arms. Look, she's got 4 arms. I know it's like something she's controlling. But ostensibly, she's got 4 arms. But I guess it's suitable really for the Halloween vibe. So we're going to play a game, see where we get to. I'm going to rate some Halloween decorations as I see them in the game. But yeah, I don't like slasher kind of Halloween movies. I'm more into atmospheric, sort of ethereal, not ethereal. Ethereal's too pretty to be associated with a horror. More atmospheric, more psychological, kind of F with your mind type horrors. Stuff like, I guess Blair Witch Project probably comes close to describing that kind of vibe. But especially the Japanese ones. So big fan of Ringu, The Cure, Pulse. Pulse is, you don't have to slash anyone open wearing a horrible mask. A horrible cheap plastic mask. You can just do what the Japanese do and scare the living shizzle out of your viewers with just some, insinuated horror, creeping dread. That's what it is about those. Anyway, what dance are we going to do? Let's do this one because I think it suits. She can do the dance but also game at the same time. It's great. What a multifaceted skin. Right, Battle Bus first of all. It's a bit dull. Like, I know it's black and orange and it's got the pumpkins, but I don't know. A splash of colour wouldn't have gone amiss. Apart from the orange. A splash of colour. Right, where are we going to go? Right, well, I think I'm going to have to just go to maybe... straight down. I'll just go straight down. I was too busy talking about the atmospheric creeping dread horror of the Japanese genre of horror movies. So I don't know where I'm going now. Apparently, oh God, over here to these pipe things. I've also come to realise that I don't think. Should we see if we can land on top of this pipe? No! For God's sake. The spider, OXR spider things are not really anything to do with Avatar, as I thought they were. What is that? A claw. A big claw. I don't even know how you get up here. Can you mantle up here? Oh, no, it's impossible. Well, I think it's impossible. It should be more possible with 4 arms, but I actually think the second pair of arms make it impossible for her to mantle. There's someone here and all I've got is a claw. This is bad. Oh! Oh, don't mind it one bit, mate. Don't mind the claw one bit. Quite surprised me, that did. What's this? Yes, we'll have a swarm strike, and what we'll do is possibly maybe get out of the lake. Maybe go and hide, shelter in this little nook here. Do this, and then I don't need you biting my hair, cat. This is serious business. Whee! Oh, I love that. I love it. It's not very Halloween-esque energy though, I think. To fizzing purple and jumping around like you are absolutely full of all the beans of life. So how have you been? Oh, it's my beloved far and it's blue. That makes me a very happy noodle. How have you been? I think I did I do one video? Did I? I can't even remember. How bad is that? I don't know whether I've actually recorded a video at all since I got back from my travels. I went very, 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 very far away. Very far away. And then I had really impossibly bad jet lag. I mean, it was super... Where are all the Halloween decorations? I want to rate a pumpkin, for God's sake, out of 5. Right, which way should we go? Maybe not that way. Let's try and find a car. And let's try and find some actual Halloween vibes to rate. Oh no! I just sort of blown myself up there. Oh, it's him! Him. He who shall not be named. Yeah. You're not a Halloween vibe. What an absolute dweeb. Not as much of a dweeb as Robin, but quite a dweeb. Cacatoes? Cacatoes? Cacatoes 235. Interesting. So yeah, I went very far away and I had really bad jet lag. It's literally 2 weeks since I returned. Tomorrow. Is it? Is it 2 weeks since I returned? Oh my gosh. When did I return? Let me look at my calendar. I think I returned in the middle of... Yeah, it's 2 weeks tomorrow since I returned, and I mean, they say like it's a day to recover, especially when you're flying west, which on return I was obviously flying west. Not obviously, you don't know where I went, and I'm not telling you, but it was a long way where I was coming back west, and they say it generally you got to allow a day of recovery jet lag wise for every time zone you've crossed, which is like 10 time zones or 9 time zones, something like that. So I didn't want to do anything. Why isn't she dancing? No, I don't want to do that one. Let's do the one where you can game and dance. God, technology. Yeah, boy. You work it. Work it, work it, work it. Let's go. Right, I don't like the bus, as we've established. I think it needs a splash of colour. Maybe a touch of purple. Maybe a touch of purple. I mean, it's very Halloweeny, but it does need a touch of purple. So, yeah, I don't think I have recorded a video, and I don't know where I'm going. Let's go to Dreamy Domain, because I think there's a couple of those big things. That is the technical term, big things, big chests. The OXR chest, which I thought was something to do with Avatar 2, and I don't think it, or maybe it was a couple of chapters ago, or is it seasons? Because I don't know whether it's chapters inside of seasons or seasons inside of chapters. Still haven't got my head around that, and I don't wish to. So yeah, were those the purpley spider things that came out of like the hive thing? Were they to do with an Avatar film? So I don't watch Avatar. I don't want to see purple, blue, not purple, blue people. I don't want to see blue people, essentially. I have absolutely zero interest in it. Now, I have actually been here. I've been playing a bit the last few days, and I've been here before, and I just find it a very Spartan area. Although I am a big fan of the purple trees. It's not quite... I tell you what I do need. I need an actual weapon. Not just that. Actually, that's better. I think that is better than the Swarm Strike. Let me know in the comments if you actually watch this and you play Fortnite. What are your weapons of choice? That just makes me think of Fatboy Slim and the Christopher Walken video, and how like Diane Keaton, actually I think she passed away when I was en route back? No! Don't do that! I'm not prepared. Where are you? I don't even know where they are. I've got to talk about Christopher Walken. You're just interrupting my train of thought now. Trouble is, all the ammo goes on this quite quickly, and I am not a good aim. Why aren't they dying? Why aren't they right? Oh, thank you. Gosh. Oh, there's someone else now. Right, fine. I'm not going to just... Okay, whatever. Oh! Okay. That. Crazy Charlie, I am sorry, your wig was very nice. That was quite good for me, that. Yeah, so Diane Keaton passed, and then I kept thinking, oh God, all these like prominent like actors, musicians and whatnot are just, you know, obviously aging happens, time is a thing, time passes. But then I started like thinking, oh, I'm gonna be, just when Christopher Walken goes, like he's my OG original, just absolute, I think in terms of acting, in terms of that arena, because he was in one of the first films that grown-up films. Shall I say grown-up films? He was in a very grown-up film that I was allowed to watch. I don't know why, but I was when I was probably far too young. It was very ill-advised. I absolutely fell in love with him and his character of Nicky. You can Google it to see which film I'm talking about. I'm not going to go any further than that. Anyway, and ever since then, Christopher Walken, just... Alright, that was a bit rude. Just the best. And the thing is, he's getting a little bit on, and I just fear that news. I fear that news when it comes through. I'm gonna be very, very... Anyway, I was only talking about weapons of choice, and now look at me, I'm getting all sad over an event that actually hasn't happened yet. And hopefully, God willing, don't believe in God, I'm an atheist, but otherwise, might not happen for a while. You know, he lives out in a cabin in New Hampshire, doesn't he? I bet he gets a lot of fresh air and has a relatively... Ooh, Leggio Chesto. you know, you don't see much of him, obviously. He's a very private man outside of his acting. I did try to watch, what was that thing that Stephen Merchant did on BBC One that had Walken in it, and it was set in Bristol, and I couldn't believe it was like a fever dream. Why am I watching a TV show starring, was Stephen Merchant actually in that? I can't remember. I think he was. And the really amazing late female actor who played Martha in Baby Reindeer, she was in it, I think. And anyway, I just remember watching the first season of that and thinking, this is just why is Christopher Walken on a first bus? Why is Christopher Walken on a first bus? Because of all the things I expected to see in my lifetime, probably, I was just never expected to see Christopher Walken on a first bus, let alone in real or fictional context. Anyway, weapon of choice. What is your... Should we... Oh, let's go down that... Where am I? I haven't seen any Halloween decorations to rate. Let's go up here. That was pointless. I like barging through doors, though. It gives me a really false sense of strength and self-importance. Oh! And then I just jump into a waterfall and get myself in a right pickle. Can she escape? Oh, come on! It's because you've got 4 arms. You're too heavy. Just go down there. You absolute idiot. Honestly. What is your weapon of choice? What are you put? See, this isn't a bad loadout. Although I could do with replacing that green. Is that an FAR? Yeah, my beloved FAR with at least a blue one. Right, here's a pumpkin. Well, that's just like, that could just be anything. That could, well, it's a squash. But it could be, it's just, that is just a giant giant squash. You could buy that in the grocery store. How is that Halloweeny? At least put a face on it, honestly. Right, there we go. It's not a far, but we'll have it. Right, okay, so this is... I don't ordinarily like spiders, but they've made these quite comical, so I guess I'm less offended and intimidated by them. Like a pumpkin snowman. I like the Is that a car? I like the dynamic flames. This is where I have to realise I'm actually trying to like play Fortnite and I can't just stand around. What's that noise? What was that noise? Is it coming from inside this giant squash? That's just a giant squash. Just put something on it. What's this? What are these tentacles? These are just tentacles. Oh, he looks sad. Probably because he's near the giant tentacles. Gotta say, I'm not a fan of tentacles, so we'll move swiftly on. Could have gone a bit more with the I mean, I don't know why the tentacles are considered. Oh, it's the train! It's the train, but it's not moving. But it's the train. I wish the train would move again. There's a Legio Chester. Oh, the train, man! I miss the train. There's absolutely nothing of use in that. I miss the train. I remember last Halloween, in whatever season it was, or chapter, or whatever way round it is, the train was actually going, right, and it was, the front of it had like a green glowy ghost face, and it was super creepy. It was kind of atmospheric and aesthetic, but in a cartoony way, not in a kind of like Japanese horror kind of way. I miss the train. Make the train go. Right, doing really poorly on rating Halloween decorations. There's a car, but there are also people shooting. Oh, there is also fire occurring. Are there any Halloween decorations to consider here? No, I'm getting in my car. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care. Where are you anyway? Don't care. Going. I've got to rate some Halloween decorations. I've had two successes, and I still need to think of a really nice word for kills, because I don't really like using the word kill or killing, which I know seems weird for someone playing Fortnite. If that's how you feel, why would you play Fortnite? Well, Fortnite is cartoony, so I need to think of a cartoon word for it. This isn't very Halloweeny. They don't give a shit in Utopia City. Oh no! Oh wait, okay. I was thinking that they were being all snobbish and like, we won't have any crass, cheesy. Right, Wizard of Oz, is it? Wicked Witch of the West, East. I don't know which way she faces. I don't like the Wizard of Oz. She faces somewhere in the compass, but I don't know. It's all right. It's fine, and like a really sad pumpkin. 4 out of 10. There's someone coming. I don't know where they are. Where are they? They're behind me. There you go. Hello. Oh, it's a panda. Is it a panda? I'm doing very badly. You did have a Enzo. Buongiorno, Enzo. He did have a legendary rifle. I think I have to give up. I may come back with a mini. Whoa! Enzo! You're ruining my evening.